Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Okay, here we are again. As far as I know, we still don't have an official winner in the presidential election. Let's see. The last I checked was right before this video. Let's see. Biden had 264. He needs 271. And Trump has 214. So this video is prepare for the worst. So you might be saying, well, that's kind of pessimistic. Yeah, that's true. But what I want to do is prepare for the worst, and then if things are really super duper, I'll be in all that much better shape. Well, why? Number one, the stimulus has to be paid back. And who is going to pay this stimulus back? Well, it's the top 20% of the earners that control 80% of the money. So these people are going to be paying this tax. And they're not going to do it for their health. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to see a bright, shining future. Or you know what they're going to do? They're going to go down here to Coronado Keys and they're going to sit around on their boats and they're going to drink some cool drinks and they're going to have barbecue and they're going to sit around and they're going to wait out the 4 years if they don't like it. And so I told you guys when I was young, my retirement plan, and this is really hilarious to me, I'm going to go to the casino every single day and I am going to gamble from morning until night, and mostly I'm going to play blackjack. And so what happened, I was cooped up in a salon from the time I was 16 until I was 62. And when the nail people came in, I was exposed to the nail chemical for many, many years. I would go home and I would try to sit outside, and like some of the places I lived, it was impossible. And so when I would go into the casinos, the cigarette smoke would make me deathly ill. And all I can figure out is it was that nail fume. So I would still go, but then the corona messed that up. So when I would play blackjack, if I didn't like the way it was going, even when I play machines, I usually play jacks or better. I will play just like the house. That gives me a 50-50 chance. So what I want to do is I want to look and see what these people with money is going to do. And then as close as I possibly can, I want to, follow suit. Okay. So if the top 20% don't like the outcome of the election, strong possibility they might sit it out for 4 years. They just made a ton of money. They can afford to sit out 4 years. They can sit out forever with their billions. So they might do that. And if they do that, what is going to happen? Well, that is going to reduce the GDP, which is gross domestic product, which is probably not good. So now here is what we are watching for, hyperinflation. Have you guys noticed that things are like $10, like $5? Okay, this bag of potatoes, 10 pounds of potatoes is $5. Take it or leave it. Good sub sandwiches are $10. And it's like we just accepted, it's $10. These cookies from Walmart, I bought for $5. But the point is, they are $10, and they are getting $10. So now we're seeing that the price of things, okay, what, $10 for a sandwich, $10 for some cookies, $10, $5. So we're watching for hyperinflation. We're watching for a stock market crash or a deep dive. We're watching for bank runs. Those are really bad. People start losing confidence and start running and taking their money out of the bank. It's not good. And they have those in China. And you know, China, oh, well, China's going through Hong Kong. Well, that's fine. They're going through Taiwan too. No, North Korea. They have little railroads. So you might as well say China, mini Chinas. Like mini me, mini Chinas. But they have food shortages and bank runs. So what we're doing is we're watching China, we're watching Europe, and we're saying to ourselves, I'm watching my ass. We're watching for real estate crash. We're watching for high rates of unemployment. And what do these things signify? A depression. That's what we're watching our you-know-whats for. Reduced GDP, gross national product. Drastic tightening on credit or loans. I can remember times, I've been through a few recessions, but I can remember times that I was the only one in a beauty shop with a checking account. I took one of my checks one time to a credit union by the shop, and they were so rude to me. I go, what are you doing? I'm a member of the Interlink. And you know, they like said basically, take your check and get out of here, because the checks would not clear the day they were issued. And so it was many years later that I realized I guaranteed my own paychecks. Less educated population. A long time ago, my dad and mom, they sacrificed all their money and they sent me to Utah, and the idea was I was supposed to marry a Mormon and I was supposed to have a whole bunch of children and live happily ever after. And in one of the classes that I took, it said the first thing you can watch for in a recession is a less educated population. But this online stuff could help, but that doesn't mean it's going to be cheap. Okay, inflated gold and silver. I think it's inflated, but if you're like kind of like poor, I would try to buy 1 or 2 gold coins a month. I mean, they're just like cash. And if you needed cash, you can cash them in. You know, it could save your house. It could save, I mean, think about all these unemployed people if they had been stockpiling a little silver all this time. But still, inflated gold and silver and food shortages. Because those are all indicating a bad economy, a recession. Okay. They do not say it's a depression until it's a recession for 3 years. So I think we can safely say last year was a recession. And if we get 2 more of them, then, you know, that's going to be a depression. So now, so like, say if you're like kind of poor like me, I mean, I have prevailed. And I'll tell you what I do when I prevail. First of all, I suffer a lot, just like I did. You guys saw me. That was bad, you guys. Number 1, don't spend any money. When they show me that things are really super duper, then, you know, maybe. But until that time, don't spend any money. Get back to basics. Food, water, and a clean, dry place to live. And don't be too picky about the place you live. Just get a nice, clean, dry place and heat. Get into self-employment. I mean, even if it's a side job of self-employment. Okay, when I first retired, my idea was, you know, to create, I wanted to do this for a long time. And I kept running into these women who went to Arizona, and when they tried to retire over there, it did not go well. And they came dragging back to town, and they set up swap meet businesses, and I've known quite a few people who are very successful at it, so that was my idea. Now, this lovely jewelry, one day I was at the swap meet, and I had like these tables full, massive tables full of junk jewelry, and a lady walked over and said, how much for these necklaces? And I said, $3 each. And she said, that's too rich for my blood. How much for these earrings? $3. How much for these bracelets? Well, somebody with a really fat wrist stretched this one out, so 25 cents and $3. So I think, and you might be saying, well, who sets the price? I do. So, you know, I sell stuff cheap, you guys. I sell tables full of crap for $1 each. And so then I started eBay, and I want to encourage you guys to think about it. But any kind of self-employment, so that if something happens to your job, you still have some income. Okay. So get into some kind of self-employment. Or you could be like me saying, I can't see how I'm going to do that, and it'll come to you. One lady that I saw, she came back from Arizona, and all she had was a little truck. One time we hired this lady who came from Nevada to take care of my father-in-law, and she was like older than him, and all she had was a car. So, you know, don't think things are going to be easy just because you're a senior. Another thing, these people who went to Arizona, Californians that went to Arizona, a lot of them don't want to get caught up in this crap, like the burning, the looting, and the protests. So so a lot of people might think it was the liberals who left. I don't think so. I think it was the conservatives who wanted nothing to do with this. And it's very expensive here. It's incredibly expensive. Okay, so now we want to say, okay, what can I do to adjust to the way it is and, you know, get by, don't get the corona, don't lose my ass. Okay, now, people are staying home more. Yes, they're doing home improvements. They're buying new equipment for their houses. They're fixing their houses up. They're, you know, like me, I have a better dwelling, and all day long I was working on my dwelling because I'm going to be spending more time at home because I do not want to catch the corona. And out here, people are very, very careless. It's like, as soon as the election's over, the corona is going to disappear. I hope so. So, one of the things I'm beefing up is security. I like surveillance. You know, you can watch your house on your phone now. But that's not going to keep them out. So I'm working on the surveillance. I don't care, you know, what's in my house. I have a lot of nice stuff in my house because I bought the stuff because, you know. But that's not the point. I don't want to wake up with someone in this house. So, first thing is home security, gardening, home improvement. So then exercising outside. This is how I got this awful tan. You know, where I was living, there was just no way to get outside there. That's one reason I'm glad I don't live there. But here, where I move now, is so much easier. Okay, so exercising outside, walking, biking, we have the beach here, and camping. Okay, so now on the back to basics, one of the few things you can cut down on is food. So the basic food would be meat, and if you've been following me, I have a lot of new followers. Hi to all the new followers. Sorry I was looking so unspeakably ugly, but this is a live and uncut show, and what you see is what you get, and sometimes it's pretty bad, you guys. So for meat, I get chicken, the cheapest I can find. Today I was looking around at Smart and Final, because now I live by a nice Smart and Final, and I was at Grocery Outlet today. And I bought some nice stuff at Grocery Outlet. I bought, where is it? I bought, this is 1 pound of cheese. I think it was $3.99. And then I bought a Cornish game hen, here it is, for $1.99. And I will roast it like a little turkey in a little while. And I'm making some beans by this is 1.5 cups beans, and I'm doing the speed method. I wash them good. I boil them, and now they're setting, and I'll rinse them, and then, you know, I'm just going to make some basic bean soup. So it's chicken, hamburger, and bacon. I can get by on that. You guys have seen me get by on that. I can just eat bacon. Ham is very super duper too. And I have, one of the reasons I made the beans is because I have ham, and so I will put some ham in my beans. And I bought butter because they say the price of butter might go up. Worse yet, what about no butter? I think we better get olive oil as well. So chicken, hamburger, and bacon, fruit and nuts. You have to have some nuts. That's why they give you peanut butter. Vegetables, I go for green beans, corn, and peas. Peas are good because you can, I made, you know, pea stuff last night. Out of cans of peas, I make pea soup. It is delicious. And it's all the stuff in the stockpile. Cream corn, I make corn chowder. Green beans, I put bacon in my green beans, and I make a little cornbread, and I can get by on that. If you've been running out of food, it's a good thing you met me, because now you're going to watch your ass. You're going to go to the food bank. You're going to go to the food pantries. You're going to go to the churches. You're going to call 211, and you're going to do it every day until you get food in your house, no matter what it takes. You're not going to worry about the neighbors. You're going to call 211, and you're going to get some food in your house, and you're not going to be going hungry ever again. That's why I did this channel. Okay, for a fruit, I get bananas, apples, and oranges. And if I want salad, I just get lettuce, tomatoes, and carrots. 2 pounds of carrots go forever. And they're very delicious, roasted. Just drizzle them with some, this is a good way to use up your carrots. Or put them in stuff like the beans, roast them 400 with a little oil, salt, and pepper. Okay, now, so meat, fish, you have to have some fish. Tuna's good enough. Eat some tuna sandwiches. I try to get the bread half price. Potatoes, rice, and pasta. Then get all your half-eaten packages together and try to eat those down before you open any new packages. And with the rest of the food, that is your stockpile. That is beginning of your stockpile. Look and say to yourself, oh, I have some beans and some rice. Maybe I better get a package of pasta. Okay, so that's how you're going to start your, and you're going to eat all the scraps. You're going to put them in the freezer, and you're going to eat them down. I have potato soup, and I have some of that noodle stuff I made last night, and I eat it. I ate the whole sandwich today that I bought for $5.56, a big foot long, and I just kept eating it when I was hungry. So I usually make my own sandwiches, but I was weak because of the move. Okay, so now what we're going to say to ourselves is, oh hell no, I ain't going to do nothing different until the first of the year. Nothing. I don't care who wins. I don't trust these people. It's going to come on down, and he's going to get me. So I'm watching for that. Yeah, well, you're awfully pessimistic. Yeah, that's true. I've been this way. Okay, create small groups. Okay, people like to be in groups. People don't like to be isolated. So you have to create your own small groups, like your family and a few friends that you can trust not to infect you with the COVID. And you're going to bar all problem people and places. Because ultimately, it's going to come back and it's going to bite you. So just remove it now while you can. And get these small groups going that you can fortify each other. Okay, now, try to get a van or a motorhome and go safe places. We're still going to live our lives, or cars is fine. Like, my car will drive me very easily to the beach or anywhere I want to go. So, but a motorhome and a van is going to be invaluable if we should have to evacuate. Okay. Now, this is a very important thing. Find places you can go if your city gets dangerous, but not a place that is too cold, because we got to plan for the grand solar minimum. This is why a lot of people go, oh, Russia, oh, China. Oh, really? They better worry. The grand solar minimum is coming. This is year 2, 11 years. They've already been flooded. They've already been frozen. And when they start running out of food, they're going to be coming after ours. So, you need to prepare for the grand solar minimum / mini ice age. So you don't want to go somewhere and freeze your rear end. What if the power goes out? And I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, we've been on fire here all summer long. It's been so treacherous and unpleasant. Okay, so you need generators, and they're just going to get more and more expensive. I don't have one yet. I got to get one. But just remember, if you have a cooler, you can throw your food right on top of the ice, and you can get by on that. You know, make sure you have enough coolers to fit everything in. And a buddy heater. You've got to have heat. This place has a fireplace, so, you know. But it's not that cold here. Now, you need warm coats, shoes that are water resistant, hats, and gloves. Especially if you live in a cold area. And I would suggest just every time, like I go into a thrift store, if I find them, I buy them. You guys have seen my coats. Okay, so now, in preparation for like hard times, try to eat beans, rice, pastas, and potatoes once a week. And I'm going to give you a little demonstration. Okay, this is 10 pounds potatoes, $5. Walmart. This is 5 pounds of rice. I bought it during the first Corona attack. And this is some noodles. I made stuff out of noodles. I bought them for $1. It is 1 pound of noodles. And this is 2.2 pounds of beans that I bought for 50 cents because it was half price. And so this is 18.2 pounds of food. And this is a lot of food. So you want to be, you know, buying your food this way. I'm not saying eat it every night of your life and make your life a living hell, because you won't continue. And then if hard times, so the point is why do you want to eat this stuff? So you're used to it in case you ever had to eat it. And I am not used to it. I've always been potatoes, meat, and a vegetable. So I'm trying to, but if you find good recipes, go onto my Twitter and get that Spanish rice recipe that one of the ladies left. We might need it. It's delicious. You put some hamburger in it. Okay, so try to eat beans, rice, pasta, and potatoes once a week. All right. Save all the money you can for the next 4 years. Especially if you are the type who don't, if let's say 50% of the country is not going to like the way it goes. So if you are, even if you like the way it goes, don't be stupid. Save your money for the next 4 years. And then if things start looking really good, then maybe spend a little bit, but not until. Okay. Don't use your credit cards or take out any loans unless you absolutely have to. Okay. This is what I'm doing. You don't have to do this. Okay, now this one is very important. Be watchful for dangerous situations with people, places, and money. most likely, if you are unemployed right now or extremely poor, you're going to end up on some kind of welfare or basic income. So that's why if you get used to these and you find some recipes that are okay, like I can make some awesome scalloped potatoes with my ham if I have evaporated milk. So if you go to the food banks and you get all the food you can, and you go to the pantries and you go to the churches and you use your welfare and you pay your bills with your basic income, and you don't waste your food. And one of the things that's really going to help is you go, uh-oh, this is not looking good to me. I'm going to be as careful as I can. That's what I've done all my life, because I would work for untrustworthy people and I would go, oh no. Even like places I would rent, I go, oh no. You know, this was funny. I thought, these people will never get what they have coming. Well, guess what? Every one of them has, and I'm shocked that I got to see them, and I actually love it. Because when they caused me not to have a house, when they caused me not to have a job, they didn't lose any sleep. In fact, they loved it. They took my work, they took my apartment, and they were living large. I just want to say, though, you can get there, but you can't stay there. Okay. So now we got to say, okay, basically, if we're unemployed, strong possibility we're going to end up on some kind of welfare or basic income. Okay, so now the stores are providing the nearly expired food to the food pantries. But what I learned when I went to the food pantry in La Mesa, it was a church, that the day before they donate it, they slash it down 50%. So if you find out where the churches get their food, then you can go there the day before and get the 50% off food. Okay, for months I've been walking around this shopping center because, you know, it was the easiest place to get outside and get some exercise. And I would see these men, you know, so desperate for money, and I'd say, why don't you collect some cans? And they would look at me like, what? And I'm thinking, if you collect $3, which is 20 cans a day, you can go buy yourself a soda or a couple cans of 50-cent food. Another thing, try to sell curbside junk. I just found a nice little pink scooter. I will sell it for $5. If you saw $5 laying on the ground, why wouldn't you take it? Okay. Now, this is very important. Now, before things get critical, try to establish a barter business. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm buying for my barter items now, and then, you know, I sell them at the swap meet, but I also could trade them for stuff. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to find. Coffee, camp gear, coats, heavy-duty shoes, kitchen stuff, and then I'm trying to work on creating a co-op. That is like anything in here that I don't need, I would give access to anybody in my co-op who might need it, or I would donate it as I saw fit. Okay. And usually those would be best with family and friends. Okay. Learn how to dehydrate and can. Okay, I got a nice dehydrator at the thrift store. Okay, now this I just learned with this move. You know these packages of flour and sugar that leak? No. Just buy stuff in good vacuum packed, sealed containers that aren't going to expire for at least a year or longer. And then you're not going to have any mishaps with your food. And the mishaps could happen when you most need the food, so just don't go there. Or buy cans. Okay. Now, this is important. When you have things, like say my jewelry, I was really, really desperate for money, and this woman said, how much? And I said $3, and she said, that's too rich for my blood. I could say, well, how much would you be willing to pay? And so she might say $1 each. Well, I have 2 of them on, that'd be $2. And then if I sold this, that'd be $3. That's all you need is about $3. I did lots of videos, 3 days food for $5, tons of them. Okay, so now take care of your stuff, and then when you're done with it, sell it or give it to someone in your co-op. Try to start an eBay business. When I first started it, I had no idea either. I mean, it's not that easy, but you can learn it. Okay, the thing that I first just came to is try to find $100 items. See this lovely picture? Uh-oh, I broke it on the move, but that's okay. This is actually a really, really nice painting. And I listed it before for $100, and somebody said, how about 75? And I said no, you know, on that bid. Usually I take the bids, but this is well worth $100. So instead of buying a bunch of $20 items, just try to find $100 items, and then eventually your inventory is a lot nicer, and you're not spending significantly more money. I paid more money than I generally pay for this because I planned on keeping it for a while. So I probably had it 3-4 years, and I'll probably keep it for a while because it looks really pretty in my kitchen. This is really a pretty kitchen, but I just got here, so, you know. So try to start an eBay business, and if you can, first of all, if you can conceptualize what you're trying to do, what you're trying to do is list stuff that sells and try to sell 10 $100 items per day. That way you're going to make some money. Okay, now I learned something. Yes. My neighbor here, nice people here. I met her and she had a very pretty Buddha necklace on. And so I've sold lots of, what is it stuff, jade jewelry and stuff like that. But I never really thought about trying to find any of those little, like, Buddhas that go on necklaces. But I know those would be easy to sell. And they're very pretty. So I buy occult jewelry. I buy anything that I think will sell. I don't, you know. Okay, so now Christmas is coming up. So consider regifting. Like, you know, like my necklaces. Somebody would like these with a matching bracelet. Or, you know, like my son. Last year I bought him $80 clothes at a thrift store marked down for $40, and he's still wearing them. I mean, that's not going to work for everybody, but if you have a family member that will accept that, consider regifting. And so then, okay, the holidays are coming, so you don't want to be a Grinch. Just come up with a turkey, some cranberry sauce, some potatoes, some gravy, a vegetable, a beverage, and some pie with some whipped cream. And same thing for Christmas. It could be a ham, it could be a turkey. And they're still going to be reasonable. I heard they were stockpiling them up, holding them back for the holidays. Okay, so that is all I wanted to say on the holidays. Now, the last thing that I will be doing, and I'm not saying everybody should do this, I'm just saying what I am doing, stay quarantined until the end of 2021, one more year. Let this thing run its course. Don't come down with it. It's counterproductive. Then you can't work. You could die. You could give it to someone in the family and they could die. Like us, we got a new baby coming and now they're admitting children can get it. Oh, you mean children can get pneumonia? I just thought that was the dumbest thing. A lot of stuff, you know, if it sounds stupid, it's probably stupid, you know? So, okay, you guys, and then, like me, I lived in a bad area that was prone to protests, looting, and burning. That's the one that got me. And so I got the chance to move out of there, and I did it. But if you do live in one of these areas, do not get caught up in that stuff. You will get hurt. Something really bad could happen. We don't know that. Everybody's edgy. Like yesterday, I don't remember if I was in this city or the other one, but I mean, you could feel the tension. So I think the best thing is just to sequester and see what's happening. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.